Okay, it is 7 o'clock on Tuesday, November 23rd. I'd like to call the caucus meeting of the City of Twinsburg to order. Shannon, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Scafidi?
Here.
Mr. Fury? Mr. Barr? Mr. Bellin?
Here.
Mrs. Stauffer?
Here.
Mrs. Labby?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Present.
Okay. We don't have any presentations this evening. Amy gave her presentation at the Finance Committee meeting, so that'll be off the agenda. Anybody have any items to discuss right now? Okay. Audience?
Just for those
Mayor.
that saw that on the agenda, the Norridge Drive project was one that we bid out. It was a big project, water line, sanitary sewer, storm sewer. It came back 30% over bid because of product typing, a lot of different things going on with the bidding project right now. And so they discussed it in finance, with system finance, and we're looking toward rebidding it next year with a 2023 date of the project going in. And we'll plan on contacting the residents, as we mentioned during that meeting. Some of them may have been watching to see if we were doing the project. And we'll let them know kind of what's happening behind the scenes and why we're not doing it in 2022.
Yeah, it was an engineer estimate of $1.4 million project, and the bids came in, all the bids came in over $2 million. So, yeah, that was a pretty big hike. So that's why we decided to make that decision at Amy's recommendation as well. So, okay, audience participation.
There is none.
There isn't. Okay. We have pending legislation. We have Ordinance 84, 2021. Ordinance pertains to code section for the Architectural Review Board. We've gone over this 2 readings already. So does anybody have any questions on that? Anybody need any further discussion? Okay, we'll move on. We have Ordinance 88, 2021. This is an ordinance for the temporary budget for 2022 in the amount of $44,948,341.59. The city traditionally passes a temporary budget in December of each year, with the final budget being approved in March of the budget year to allow for a better idea of how the year end closes out, like how 2021 will close out. Will be on 3 readings with a request for an emergency on the third reading, so it can be in effect by the end of the year. Tonight it'll be on its first reading. We went over that in our Finance Committee. Anybody have any further questions? I think we had a really good discussion on that tonight. Sarah did a great job of explaining it in PowerPoint. I think it went well. Okay, hearing nothing. And then we have Ordinance 89, 2021. This ordinance is to amend Chapter 147 of the Codified Ordinance pertaining to employees generally. We do have Michael Brown here tonight, our Human Resource Director. And so, Michael, do you want to come up and talk about that a little bit?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Has everyone had a chance to review the changes that were tracked? Okay. So are there any questions before I go through what I have?
Anybody have anything specific?
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just run through quickly some of the changes that are going to be made. Most of it was grammatical best practice changes that needed to be added. And so I will fly quickly through the couple of changes that were or are being recommended. 14707 under compassionate leave in regards to adding niece and nephew. Again, this is a best practice across human resources and adding those family members. So we added that as a recommendation. 14711 under probationary period, again, just to spell out what the probationary period is for our employees, which is a continuous 12-month, 1-year period that's being used, and that employees will be evaluated on their skill level and their responsibilities in their jobs. Okay. 14717, again, best practice language in regards to spelling out information in regards to employees between the ages of 65 and 70 and the benefit of insurance and what that does when they reach that age, and the benefits and how they are reduced. 14718, vacation leave. Again, that all full-time employees are entitled to vacation after 1 year of service. And so again, wanted to spell that out there, and also some grammatical changes within that 14718 as well. 14720, again, it's more language in regards to taking out specific departments and doing a consistent across the board for uniform, clothing, technology allowance. You'll notice some of that in 147, that there were specific departments that were getting specific things. Again, one of my biggest things in working with the mayor and our administration is making things consistent across the board for our employees. So that was one of them. Also, the granting of after retirement technology in regards to if you retire, that iPad or cell phone that you normally would have, you could request that for your own usage once you leave as retirement. Before it was resignation, we've taken that out and replaced it with retirement only. 14722, again, the legal holidays, adding June 19th, which many of you know is Juneteenth, to the actual holiday schedule. Also making that same change in E and adding our part-time dispatchers and adding that in. Again, it helps us to cut down on overtime costs when we are asking part-timers to come in and work those dates that our normal employees would not have to be here. So that change is being recommended as well. As well as 14724, shift differential pay, again adding in part-time dispatchers and excluding sick leave and injury leave in section D of that section as well. Last two would be 14726, comp time. Again, I'm allowing a consistency across the board, 160 hours of comp time. Again, you'll notice in that section there were different departments receiving different things. Again, consistency is the best practice and the best policy moving forward. And allowing 14727, really forcing our employees to follow our FMLA policy and not to have additional policies or additional leave that they're looking at. And then finally, 14734, which is our employee recognition, which again allows our activities to have a certain amount. And again, this year we have started to give out actual anniversary awards to our employees, and we did that at our employee appreciation last Tuesday. I believe all of our employees enjoyed that. I've gotten nothing but great compliments in regards to the awards for 5 years or so. Council is aware, 5 years you will get a kind of Yeti mug that has Twinsburg on it. 10 years you get a full set of either rock glasses or wine glasses with Twinsburg script on them. 15 years is a hoodie with Twinsburg on it. 20 years is a 15 to 24 can isolated cooler with Twinsburg on it. 25 years is a jacket with Twinsburg, and 30 years is an actual clock representing 30 years of service to the city. And again, I think those things went over without a hitch, and you will see the amount listed there as well, not to exceed for those awards. We have the great ability to buy a lot of these awards in bulk and store them, so we're not buying every year except for our hoodies and jackets and the clock, of course. Finally, administrative leave, there's an addition there which allows the mayor an additional 30-day extension if we need to grant someone administrative leave, and 14736 for a fitness center, allowing our employees to have family membership passes as long as they participate in our wellness program, which went over really well this year. Any questions?
I do. What's the difference between administrative leave and FMLA?
Okay, so FMLA is our family medical leave. It was created back when President Clinton was the president at the time. FMLA allows you to hold someone's job and allows them to obtain leave from the employer for specific things. One of those things is their own serious health condition. Another thing may be birth or adoption of a child. Something may be care of a family member, that's an immediate family member, or there's a military leave as well that's included there. That's called what's called a paid time. So as long as you have time, we are running your FMLA hours, which are 12 weeks, concurrent with your leave balances that you have banked. So we start with sick time. Once that's exhausted, we go into your vacation time or your comp time, anything like that. Administrative leave
And
is
then you can only do FMLA that 12 weeks once in a year's period, is that correct?
well, you can have separate
break it up,
instances.
right.
You can have separate instances, but you only get 480 hours. So
In a
you can
year.
right in
Okay.
a year, correct. So really, when you talk about administrative leave, you're talking more about if we have disciplinary cases where we need to put somebody out on
Okay.
leave,
Okay.
and the mayor has the ability to allow them to be paid during this time, but it also gives us a time frame to get the investigation done within that time frame, so we can have the investigation done, have that person come in for their hearing, and be completely finished within that 30-day period.
Okay, got it.
Any other questions?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
Thanks, Michael. Okay. Next, we have Ordinance 90-2021. This is an ordinance to amend Section 111.05 of the Codified Ordinance pertaining to council. We discussed this at the last meeting. This would be to change, the change would add the JEDI Committee to the list of boards and commissions, and then separate finance and treasury investment, and remove the line stating council president shall have no Group A assignments. Anybody have any further discussion on that? Okay. Miscellaneous, does anybody have any miscellaneous? All right, then we will adjourn the caucus meeting. What?
Do you guys want to move the personnel up?
Well, I was going to ask
We can.
if we could move that.
18 minutes?
Can we move it up?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can do it.
I make a motion to move into executive session to discuss matters pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G1 personnel. May I have a
Okay,
second?
I'll second that.
Shan, please call the roll.
Mr. Bellin?
Yes.
Mr. Scafidi?
Yes.
Mrs. Labby? Yes. Mrs. Stoffer?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. We will reconvene to report and to close the caucus.
Close the caucus.